Namaste. Welcome to all of you who are joining me today. My name is Lisa. In today's session, it will be a low and slow mobility sequence. So we'll stay low and close to the ground. And there will be no standing asanas. And we will move in a slower, more control and with intention, and we'll be using our breathing to control the speed of our practice today. And today's sequence will also focus more on the upper body mobility. So let's all start as usual by laying on our mat, keeping the knees bent and the feet flat, pressing on the mat. Once you get your entire back on the mat, roll your shoulders, keep them relaxed, arms by your side, palms facing up, and pull your chin down closer to your chest to elongate the back of your neck. Gently close your eyes and breathe. Observe the length and the depth of your breaths without attempting to change them. Just breathe in your relaxed, natural manner. And from there, shift your awareness to your physical body. Observe how you are feeling right now in your body. And start to observe the areas in your body that are making contact with the ground. Starting with the soles of your feet, your sacrum, the upper back, the back of your shoulders, your arms, the back of your hands, the back of your head. Just observe those areas and also observe any tension. And with every exhale, try to relax, release, and let go. Let go the weight of your physical body onto the earth. And just breathe. Let's stay here for a couple of breaths more. And after your next exhale, gently open your eyes, looking straight up to the ceiling above you, and straighten both of your legs and spread them wider than the mat width. Spread your arms wider as well, so creating a shape of letter X with your both arms and both legs. And bring your right elbow and right knee closer to each other, so side bending the right side of your trunk, and then extend right arm and right leg, coming back to letter X shapes, and this time side bending to the left, bringing your left elbow and left knee closer to each other, and back to letter X. One more time, side bending to the right side, to the center. Exhale, side bending to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, side bending to the right side, and this time swipe the left arm over your body and bring left leg to meet right leg, stacking the knees, and you will end up in this curling position on the right side. Next inhale, open up to the center into letter X. Exhale, start with side bending to the left side, left elbow closer to left knee, and then swipe the right arm across the head, bring the right leg to meet the left leg, stack the knees, curling on your left side. One more breath. Inhale, open up, letter X in the center. Let's do one more to each side, starting with side bending on the right side. Swipe the left arm across, stack the knees, curling on your right side. Breathe. Inhale, open up, letter X in the center. Exhale, side bending to the left, right arm swipe across the head, stack your knees, curl yourself on the left side. And inhale, open up, letter X in the center. Just take one extra breath here. And then from here, slowly roll onto your side, any side, and continue rolling and come into a prone position. So chest and abdomen on the mat, the back, your back facing up towards the ceiling. Spread your arms to the side. Turn and look onto your left hand. So you will place your left cheek on the mat and gently shift your hips to the left. Bend the left knee and lift your left hip off the mat to bring the left foot towards the floor on the right side. And we want to focus and maintain both shoulders level and close to the mat. Breathe. So most likely your left foot might not be touching the floor, but the intention here is to keep the shoulders level and close to the ground. Inhale, bring everything back to the center. Shift your hips to the middle and turn your head to the other direction. So resting your left cheek on the mat, looking towards your right hand. Shift your hips to the right. Bend your right knee and lift your right hip off the mat, lowering your right foot towards the floor on the left side. And again, as you breathe, maintain your both shoulders stable and close to the ground. Inhale, bring everything back to the center. Hips in the center, and turn your head again to look towards your left hand. And this time, press your left palm onto the mat under your left shoulders. Bend the left knee. Lift the left hip, and this time go all the way and touch your left big toe on the floor on the right side, and with your left palm press the floor away or your mat away, so opening the top of your shoulders to the left side. Breathe. And inhale, coming back to the center, prone position. Both arms spread to the side. Turn your head and look towards your right hand. Place the right hand under the right shoulders, right palm pressing onto the mat. Bend your right knee and inhale to lift your right hip and continue lowering until your right big toe touch the floor on your left side, and with your right palm press the floor away, opening the top of your shoulders onto the right side. One more breath. And inhale, coming back to prone position. Place your both hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Take an inhale. And exhale to press up using your hands and your knees. And come onto easy seated position. Cross your legs in front of you. Wiggle your hips slightly. Find your sitting bones. And ground both sitting bones onto the ground. Roll your shoulders. Relax. Keep the spine neutral and upright. And press your chin back slightly and down closer to your chest, so you should be looking straight ahead. And we'll do some neck rotation. So lower your chin towards your chest and then turn looking towards your right shoulders, and then turn your neck, bringing your right ear close to your right shoulders, and then swipe the head slowly across the back of your shoulders to the right side. Turn your neck, look towards your left shoulders, and then swipe the chin forward, down, and start to bring the chin up looking forward, and continue tilting the chin up to look up as you bring your shoulder blades up towards your ears, and relax your shoulders, look forward. Let's do that one more time. Chin down, look to your right shoulders, turn bringing your right ear to your right shoulders, circle across the back to the left, looking to your left shoulders, circle forward and down, and then start to look forward and up as you bring your shoulders towards your ears, and look forward, relax your shoulders. We'll do 2 more repetitions, but we will change the direction. So we will start looking down, and this time looking towards the left shoulders. Turn the neck, bringing left ear towards left shoulders. Swipe the head across the back to the right side, looking towards your right shoulders. Chin down, and look forward and up as you bring your shoulders towards your ears. Look forward. One more time, look down to the left, across the back to the right side, and finally looking down and look up, shoulders up and shoulders relax, look forward, and roll your shoulders this time slowly with control, moving across the 4 corners, up, back, down and forward, and reverse. And release. Come into your hands and knees, or all 4 positions, and bring the base of your wrist together like so, like wings of a butterfly. So you can press the wrist against each other or keep them slightly apart. And start swaying side to side. And from there, turn so that all your fingers are facing forward. And press your finger pads and your knuckles onto your mat as you lift the base of your palms on and off the mat. So fingers stay on the mat, but you lift the palms and the base of the palms on and off the mat. And release and sit back on your heels. And this time we will turn so that the fingers are facing back. And press your palms, your entire palms, knuckles and finger pads on the mat. And this time we will press the base of the palms on the mat as we lift the fingers, all fingers, on and off the mat. So it will be a rather small movements. And release. Tuck your toes under. So we are gonna work on stretching the soles of our feet. And reach both arms up. And start to squeeze, make a fist and release. And squeeze and release. And maintain your shoulders, elbow and the entire arms stable. So you are moving exclusively just the fingers, squeezing and releasing. So this is a good way to wake up the hands, arms and the feet. You may release your feet anytime if it start to feel too much or start to feel pain. Otherwise, let's stay here until we feel fatigue in the arms and the hands and also the feet. And finally, release your arms by your side. Place your hands, the palms in front of you, and gently untuck the toes. Press the top of your feet onto the mat. Sit back on your heels, hands on the knees, and start to lean back and lift the knees off the mat. Counter stretching the feet. And release. So in today's sequence, we will stay mostly on our wrists in all four positions, and also in our forearm, in forearm plank. So to start off, I usually like to remind myself on how does the engagement of the arms should feel like. So the way I usually do it is I will spread my arms to the side, keeping my shoulders relaxed, the palms facing up. So I start with externally rotating the entire arms. And I will keep the external rotation for the upper arm portion, but from the elbow to the fingertips, which is the forearms area, I will internally rotate to bring the palms to face down, and from there I will extend the wrist so the fingers will be facing up. Then you should start to feel engagement starting from the center of your palms all the way to the shoulders. And from there I will bring both hands forward and place the palms on the mat. So in this position, the arms is still externally rotated on the shoulder joints. So when I bend the elbow to come onto my forearms, the elbow should bend straight to the back and will not bend sideways. So I hope by doing that small exercise, you hopefully able to feel the engagement that is needed in all four and in forearm position. So back in all four position, and press your chin and your head back, looking straight down to a space in between your hands. So a lot of time in all four, we let our head hanging like so. So we do not want this. We want to align the head and the neck with the rest of our spine. So push your chin back, bring it closer to your chest, so you should be looking straight down, and spread your shoulder blades away from the midline. Lift your entire spine, ribs in, and this is the kind of engagement that you want in all four position. Neutral spine in all four position. And let's move on to cat and cow. So we will articulate the spine as we breathe. So take an inhale and start to arch from the lower back, upper back, and the neck, head looking up. Exhale, starting from the lower back, start to round. And finally, you should be looking towards your belly button. Inhale, arch, starting from the lower back. Exhale, round, starting from the lower back. And continue for several more rounds of breathing. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Move back onto neutral spine. Remember bringing the head back, aligning with the rest of the spine. And extend your left leg towards the back, resting your right toes on the mat, and push through your right heels towards the back, stretching your right calf. Right knee down, extend the left leg, pushing through left heels towards the back. And both knees down. And lift both feet, bringing your heels closer to your buttocks. And side bend to your right side. So swing your both feet to the right, and also your neck looking towards your feet. And inhale as you swing towards the middle line, and exhale, side bend to the left side, both feet on the left, and You should be turning your head, looking towards your feet. Inhale across the center, exhale to the right. Inhale, exhale to the left. And just keep going for several rounds. It should feel good in your spine. And moving back to the center, back onto all four. Push back into child's pose. And from here, we'll start to round the spine, starting from the neck, upper back and lower back, and start to lift your hips off your heels. Continue to round your back as you lower the front of your hips towards the mat. And when the hips about to touch the mat, you unroll the spine and come into a gentle back bend. Arch your upper back, maybe looking up towards the ceiling in a cobra. And we'll move back into child's pose in the same manner. So we'll start to round from the neck, upper back, lower back, as we start to lift the front of the hips away from the mat. Keep your back rounded as you push your hips back and come back into child's pose. Bring your hands close to your knees and lift your torso up. So we will roll over our toes and come into a squatting position. So you may use your fingertips for balance, but some of you might be able to do this hands-free. So start with tucking the toes under your bottoms. Lean back and lift your both knees off the mat. Lower your heels and arriving in your squat position, and sit your bottoms on the mat. And from here, both knees are bent, and place your right calf across and in front of you, and the other calf, the left calf, will be on the mat, but the left foot will be facing behind towards the back. So we are making L shape with both calves. So right calf across in front of you and the left calf facing towards the back. Place both fingertips by your side. Reach the right arm up, right palm facing forward. Bend right elbow so the right hand is behind your head but it's not touching your head. Extend the right arm and internally rotate at the right shoulders to bring the right palm facing towards the back, and then lower the arms down. Again, bend the elbow so your right hand is behind your waist but it's not touching your waist. Extend the right arm, externally rotate, palm facing forward, arms up, elbows bent, arms straight, turn, palm facing back, lower the arm, bend the elbow, and keep going. Move slowly and breathe. There is no specific breathing pattern for this one, but just continue to breathe as you articulate your arms. And release the right arm. So from here, you will press both of your legs strongly, drive them against the mat as you push your hips up off the mat, and swing the right calf towards the back And bring your knees closer to each other, coming into a kneeling position. Raise both arms up, press the palms together or slightly apart, doesn't matter. And start to exhale and side bending towards your right side. Lower your right arm down. Inhale, bring the right arm up as you move back towards the center. Exhale to the left as you lower your left arm. Inhale, bring the left arm up across the center. Exhale to the right side. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale, just keep going. Exhale into side bend. Inhale as you move across the center. Let's do one more for each side. So to the right and to the left. And release arms, both arms by your side. Widen your knees. And this time we will keep the left calf in front and across of our bodies. So adjust and externally rotate your left hip to bring your left calf across in front of you. And from there, slowly move your hips back. And with control, sit your bottoms back on the mat. So we are back in L shapes with our calves, but it will be the second side. So left calf across in front of us and right calf is pointing towards the back. Place your both fingertips by your side. Raise your left arm this time. So left palm facing forward. Bend the left elbow. Extend the arm. Internally rotate at the shoulders. So you are bringing the palm to face towards the back. Lower the arm. Bend the elbow. Extend. Externally rotate. Palm facing forward. Arms up. Elbows bent. Straighten. Palms towards the back. Lower. Elbow bend and straight. Palm forward and up. And keep going. One more time, up, palms back, down, elbow bend, elbow straight, and release your left arm, both arms by your side. And from here, bring both knees bend and in front of you. We are moving back into a squatting position. So feel free to use your fingertips for balance, or some of you might want to try this hands-free. So we'll start with lifting the bottoms of the mat, coming into squat. And lift your heels and roll over your toes, lowering your knees, and arrive back in a child's pose. So untuck your toes, sit on your heels. Move into child's pose, arms extended forward. And we'll inhale, round the spine and lift the hips of the heels. Keep the spine rounded as we lower the front of the hips towards the mat. When the hips about to touch the mat, we unroll and arch the upper back, come into cobra. And we'll move back into child's in the same way. So start with rounding the spine, starting from the top of the spine, the neck, the upper back, lower back. Lift your hips off the mat and keep the spine rounded. Push back, child's pose. And from child's pose, lift your hips off your heels, coming into all four. So you could tuck your toes or keep them untucked for this one. And just remember the engagement of your arms and shoulders. Align your head and neck with the rest of your spine. Do not let your head hang down. And extend your right leg to the back. And make sure that your hips are stable. There is a tendency to for the right hip to be lifting higher than the left hip. So make sure your hips are stable. So it's not necessary to lift the right leg really high, but focus on maintaining a stable hip. And from here, optional, you can add your left arm lifted off the mat and reaching forward. Breathe. And from here, bend your right knee, bringing your right heel close to your hip. And if your left arm is lifted, you want to bend the elbow, bring the elbow back and squeeze your left shoulder blades. Extend the left arm and the right leg, and again heel to buttocks, squeeze the elbow back, extend. So inhale to extend, exhale to squeeze, inhale, exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale, exhale, exhale. And then inhale, place your left hand down, keep your right leg extended towards the back. And with the next exhale, slowly bend your elbows, keeping your arms close to your side. Lower your chest in between your hands. Inhale to push back up and lower your right knee down. And next inhale, extend your left leg to the back. So I'll pause here and breathe and just observe your hips. Are they stable? So if your left hip is higher than your right, so stabilize and maybe bring your left leg lower. And from here, again optional, you can add your right arm lifted and reaching forward. Breathe. And we'll repeat the similar movement. So exhale, left heel to buttocks and squeeze your right elbow back. Squeeze your right shoulder blades towards the midline. Inhale, extend the right arm and the left leg. Exhale and squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do two more. And next inhale, place your left hand down and extend your left leg still towards the back. On the next exhale, bend your elbows, arms close to your side, lower your chest in between your hands, and inhale, press back up, left knee on the mat, push back into child's pose. Inhale, start to round your back and lift your hips off your heels. Keep the back rounded as you lower the front of the hip towards the mat. And from there, when your hips is at the closest towards the mat, you will move into gentle back bend, arch your upper back, cobra, and we will move back into child's pose in the same manner. Start with rounding your back, keep them rounded, lift your hips away from the mat, and move into child's pose. Let's do that again. So round your back, lift your hips off your heels, back still rounded, lower your hips. When the hips touch the mat, arch your back, and this time lower your entire front of the trunk onto the mat, and place your elbow under your shoulders. Prepare for a forearm plank. So tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps, engage your legs, squeeze your buttocks, engage your glutes. Very important to get the legs and glutes activates. Take an inhale and exhale, lift onto forearm plank. So watch your shoulders. If they are lifted up towards your ears, make sure you depress the shoulders away from the ears. Let's stay for 2 more breaths, holding the forearm plank. And from there, start to rock your ankle to bring your body forward and back. And coming back into forearm plank. With the next inhale, lift your left leg up, right leg up. Breathe. Exhale, lower your right toe back. Inhale, lift your left leg. Hold it for 2 breaths. Exhale, lower the left toe. Drop your knees, drop your hips and the front of your torso. Stack your forearms and rest your forehead on your forearms. Inhale, place your elbow under your shoulders. We'll move back into forearm plank. From here to tuck your toes, lift your kneecaps, engage your legs, squeeze your buttocks, engage your glutes. And with an exhale, lift back up into forearm plank. And this time we will move into forearm side plank. So start to turn your torso to the right side and roll your feet as well. So right foot is in front of the left foot, and you can keep your right hand on your waist or maybe extend the right arm up. One more breath and exhale, lower the right forearm, roll back onto your toes, and the next inhale, turn your torso to the left side and roll your feet. This time, left leg in front of the right leg, and you can keep your left hand on your waist or extend the left arm up. One more breath and exhale, left forearm on the mat, roll back onto your toes, forearm plank, and lower your knees, your hips. Place your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, squeeze your elbows and lift into baby cobra, or with the elbow extended into cobra. And start to round your back and lift your hips off the mat. Push your hips back and come into child's pose. With the next inhale, lift your hips off your heels. Move back into all four position. Inhale, lift your right leg and extend the leg towards the back. And again, optional, you can add your left arm reaching forward. We'll take an inhale and bring the right arm to the right and left arm to the left. Inhale, left arm forward, right leg back. Exhale to the side. Inhale to the center. Exhale. Inhale. Keep going. One more. Exhale to the side. Inhale to the center and lower your left hand on the mat. With the next exhale, squeeze your elbows, lower your chest in between your hands, and inhale, press up. Lower your right knee on the mat and extend your left leg this time. And optionally, extend your right arm as well. So we'll repeat the same movement. So with an exhale, swing your left leg to the left side and your right arm to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, sideways. Inhale, center. Keep going. Couple more. And if your right arm is lifted, place your right hand back on the mat. Exhale, squeeze your elbow, lower your chest in between your hands. Inhale, press up and lower both knees on the mat. Push back into child's pose. And this time, we'll move forward into cobra, but we will look forward. Keep the spine slightly arching instead of rounding, and start to bend your elbows, not too much, just to clear a space for your chest to glide in between your hands, and press up into baby cobra or cobra, and then lower your front of the trunk all the way down to the mat. We are moving back into forearm plank, so place your elbows under your shoulders, tuck the toes, lift your kneecaps, engage your legs, squeeze your buttocks, engage your glutes. Take an inhale and exhale into forearm plank. So we'll repeat the forearm side plank. So you are welcome to try the first variation that we did before, which is turning the torso and roll onto the side of the feet and come into the forearm plank. Or you could try this next progression to move into forearm side plank. So you start with lifting your left leg, bend the left knee and bring the left knee forward closer to the left elbow, and keep the left leg floating off the mat as you turn your torso towards the right side, and then straighten the left leg in front of the right leg, and then either right hand on the waist or right arm up. And we'll move back the same way. So bend the left knee, keep it off the mat as you turn your torso facing towards the mat. Then only you straighten the left leg and coming back into forearm plank. So drop your knees, drop your hips, and stack your forearms. Let's rest in crocodile pose for about 2 breaths before we try the second side for forearm side plank. So inhale, elbows under shoulders, toes tuck, legs and glutes engage. Lift up to forearm plank with an exhale. And again, you are welcome to try the first variation to come into forearm side plank, which is just roll onto the side of your feet and turn your torso to the left side. Or you could try lifting the right leg, bend the right knee. First, bring the right knee close to the right elbow, and you will turn your torso to the left side, keeping the right leg hovering off the mat, and then extend the right leg, come into side plank, left hand on the waist or extend the left arm up, and exhale, bend the right knee, keep it hovering as you turn back facing your mat, extend the right leg, both toes on the mat, forearm plank, and drop your knees, your hips. Place your hands under your shoulders and inhale, squeeze your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades, come up into baby cobra or elbow straight in cobra. This time we'll try to move back into child's pose, not with the rounded shoulders, but from this cobra position, which is a slight back bend. So keep the slight back bend. As you start to bend your elbow, lower your chest in between your hands and push with your hands, push the mat away as you glide back into child's pose. So let's try that transition one more time. So we will glide forward and back from child's into baby cobra or into cobra. So start looking forward, bend your elbows and pull back to bring your chest to glide in between your hands, and start to squeeze your elbows and shoulder blades into baby cobra or extend the elbow into cobra. And we'll move back the same way. Start with bending the elbow, and this time we will push the hands forward, gliding the chest to the back and into child's pose. Let's stay for a couple extra breaths in child's pose. And pull your hands towards your knees and press up into seated position, sitting on your heels, and tuck your toes under. So we will roll back onto squat. And if you are at the end of your mat like me, it's a good idea to move yourself back into the center of the mat. So toes tuck under, and you can use your fingertips to help with the balance. Otherwise, if you've been attempting the hands-free version, please try it hands-free. Start to lean back, lift your knees off the mat, and drop your heels, coming into squat, and sit your bottoms on the mat. So we'll move into a tabletop. So place your hands behind your waist, so the fingertips either pointing forward or slightly rotating and point sideways. So press strongly with your both feet, with the soles of your feet and your palms, as you take an inhale and hoist your hips up, come into tabletop. Breathe. And then exhale, lower your hips, but not all the way down. And lift your left foot off the mat and bring your left thigh close, pressing on your chest. And you can stay here and breathe, or you can progress and then lift your right arm and press your right elbow onto your left knee. Exhale, place the right hand down. Inhaling, hoist your hips back up and extend the left leg, one-legged tabletop. Exhale, lower your left foot and lower your hips in between your hands, so straighten both of your legs. Hover the hips of the mat if you can into L sit. Keep breathing. In an inhale, bend the knees, lower your bottom on the mat and lift into boat pose. Feel free to keep the knees bent in your boat. Exhale, lower into half boat. So lower your back until about just below the shoulder blades. So your shoulder blades and the top of your shoulders is still floating off the mat. Inhale, lift up into full boat. Exhale, half boat. Inhale, boat. One more time, exhale. Inhale. Lower your feet on the mat. Hands behind you. We are moving back into tabletop. So press the soles of your feet. Press your palms. Inhale. Hoist your hips up. One more breath in tabletop. Exhale. Lower your hips but not all the way down. And this time we will lift the right foot off the mat and bring the right thigh close to the chest, or even pressing on the chest if you can. And you could stay here, work on your strength for 2 or 3 breaths. Some of you might want to progress with lifting the left arm and pressing the left elbow on the right knee. Breathe. Exhale, lower the left hand. Inhale, lift up onto tabletop and extend the right leg. Lower the right foot. Bend the knees. Straighten the legs and bring your hips in between your hands. Float the hips off the mat if you can. Else sit. Bend the knees. Sit your bottom down. Inhaling, boat pose. Keep the knees bent if you need to. Keep breathing. Exhale, lower to half boat. Shoulder blades still off the mat. Inhale, boat. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And lower your feet. Let's lay down in other Shavasana. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Float your feet and bring your thighs close to your chest. Wrap your forearm in front of your knees. Give yourself a hug. And from there, you could sway side to side, massage your back. And pull the thighs slightly away. Place your hands on your knees and make circle with your knees. Continue massaging your lower back. And reverse the circle. And from here, some suggestion for some releases that you can do before Shavasana. Some of you might enjoy moving into a happy baby pose. Or some of you might prefer to go into a spinal twist. Or you may even try both. Spinal twist and happy baby. So just spend the next 1 or 2 minutes to do a release of your choice. You may start to close your eyes. Slow down your breathing. And whenever you are ready, no rush, you will move into Shavasana. Extending both of your legs. Keep the feet apart about mat width distance. Roll your shoulders, keep them relaxed, arms by your side, palms facing up. And bring your chin down closer to your chest, elongating the back of your neck. And move your head side to side. And let the head come into a rest on itself. And do last little wiggle or stretch that you need to release whatever remaining tension. And once you are settled in your Shavasana, return back to your breath. Observe the length and the depth of your inhales and exhales. And finally, give your body permission to rest. Start to deepen your breathing. Take one inhale. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. One more time. In. And out through the mouth. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Shake your head side to side. Invite small gentle movement back into your body. Bring your legs together. Raise your arms overhead. Give your body one big stretch. And gently roll to your side. Curl on your side for a few moments. Keep your eyes closed. And whenever you're ready, at your own time, you are welcome to press up and join me in easy seated position. Gently open your eyes and wiggle your hips side to side. Find your sitting bones. Ground yourself onto the mat. Inhale, raise your arms up. Press the palms together, make a prayer. Lower the prayer into the center of your heart. I wish all mothers and mother figures a happy Mother's Day and happy Sunday for everyone. Stay well. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Namaste.